The Xbox Series X and S could be closer than we think in terms of sales to the PlayStation 5. Welcome back to another video, guys. You enjoy daily content, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Yesterday, I made a video talking about the interview between Phil Spencer and the New York Times. And now he made a comment on how the Xbox Series X and S has outsold every previous generation of Xbox to date, in the terms of, in that same time period, the Series X and S is doing better than the original Xbox as well as the Xbox 360. Now, yes, I understand completely and definitely believe that the sales for the Xbox is not a huge factor for the success of Xbox. They are looking to grow their ecosystem no matter where you're playing, no matter where you sign up. As long as you're in their ecosystem, I believe that is the major measure of success that Xbox and Microsoft look at. But the sales of a console is the main measurement, I would say, for the PlayStation 5, which is the main competitor for the Xbox Series X and S. Sony looks at how many people have bought the PlayStation 5, what the install base is, and then how many people are buying the exclusive content for the box itself. So yesterday, Phil Spencer talked about sales, and he talked to the New York Times and said here, supply is actually as big as it's ever been. It's that demand is exceeding the supply for all of us. At this point, we've sold more of this generation of Xboxes, which is Xbox Series X and S, than we had any previous version of Xbox. Now, when I read that, I was impressed because obviously the Xbox 360 was an extremely popular console. We're in an era with the supply constraints, with pandemic and all that type of stuff. And to hear that the Series X and S is doing better than anything else, especially when you had a lot of naysayers come out and think that because first-party Xbox content is going to be available on PC, that it would cannibalize the sales of the Xbox, which clearly isn't the fact, clearly isn't true. It was interesting to see here that now we know from Phil Spencer's mouth, the Series X and S has been the most successful console in terms of sales up until this point compared to the other generations. And looking further into it, it's actually decently significant when you're currently comparing it to the PlayStation 5, because this may mean the Xbox Series X and S is a lot closer to unit sales than we may think when compared to the PS5. Now, it's significant as well because when you look at the PlayStation 5, as the article says here, the PS5 within its first year has been outsold by the PS4 in its first year, meaning that the PS5 isn't the biggest supply of consoles that Sony has ever done. But considering all this, there was this tweet here from Daniel Ahmad, and he talks about the sales of the Xbox Series X and S. Now, obviously, this is all just an estimate because Xbox doesn't release their numbers for sales. They don't release the exact amount of sales they actually have per unit, which I believe PlayStation does when they do their financial reports and stuff like that. And Daniel Ahmad says here in this tweet, this would put Xbox Series XS over 12 million shipped according to our estimates. The dual SKU strategy has paid off for Microsoft amid supply chain issues, semiconductor shortage. Increased production of S allowed for more Xboxes on shelves than if they only had X. Now, when you think, how does he get to the 12 million shipped, or over 12 million is shipped according to estimates? You just really need to look at the previous console sales in the first year or so of the Xbox 360 and the Xbox One. So we look here, and for the Xbox One was released in 2013. The Xbox One actually did relatively good within its first year or so, selling close to about 10-11 million consoles. And then the Xbox 360 sold about 8 or so million consoles, which would put the Xbox Series X and S better than all of that, putting it in around the 11-12 million units sold range. And then you look at the PlayStation 5, and they've hit around 13.4 million in sales. That was in October when they announced that. So who knows from October until now how much they sold over Christmas and people getting the console under the tree. But it just really shows you how much closer and how much tighter these consoles are this generation compared to last generation in terms of just units sold. To me, that's extremely impressive if the Xbox Series X and S are over 12 million units sold already, especially because of how the Xbox One generation went and just how popular the PS4 was. And that's a huge bounce back on top of the fact that it's not even their main goal for Xbox. Their main goal isn't to push as many consoles as possible and then lock people into those. Sure, they want to sell as many consoles as possible, but their main goal is to get people into the ecosystem. So think about the amount of console units of Xbox out there right now, and then you think about all of the people who are within the ecosystem, whether that's on PC or whether that's just through cloud gaming, Xbox is doing extremely well, and it's a huge bounce back from last gen, and they're going to continue to do well. And what's going to push them forward is just the continuance of how good Game Pass is, releasing great games like Halo Infinite and Forza Horizon 5, and just the overall consumer friendliness that the company has had and been giving us with gaming. And that's great to see. And I guess the argument that no one's buying an Xbox and that they aren't selling well and all that kind of stuff is definitely over now. I mean, I probably won't bring it up again because there's no real point, but I will talk about it when there are future sale numbers for the Xbox Series X and S. But anyways, guys, that's it for me. Let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Are you surprised by these numbers and that Xbox is closer than we thought when it comes to PlayStation 5 in units sold? If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button. You're new here, you like what you saw throughout this video, I would appreciate you hitting that subscribe button. Help this channel grow, help grow this community so we can have great conversations in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your support, and I'll catch you in the next video.
We'll be right back.